Part 1, the hidden enemy of aging legs. Did you know that one missing vitamin could silently drain the strength from your legs, doubling your risk of falling after 60? Most people never see it coming, but by the time they feel weak or wobbly, it's already taking its toll. In this video, I'll show you how to fix it, and midway through, I'll reveal a powerful truth about muscle loss that even many doctors overlook. If you're over 60, and you want to keep walking tall without fear, this might be the most important thing you watch today. Stick around, and if you're serious about staying strong and independent, consider subscribing to Living Well Daily. Let's get started. Let's dive into why this vitamin is so critical, how it works inside your body, and what you can do today to safeguard your mobility for years, maybe decades, to come. One final note before we move on, think of this video as a toolkit, packed with knowledge you can use right now, not someday. Each section builds on the last, so stick with me, what's coming next might just surprise you. Part 2, Why Your Legs Get Weaker with Age. Let's take a moment to connect the dots. If you've ever wondered why your legs don't feel as sturdy as they once did, why something as routine as getting up off the couch now feels like a minor workout, you're not alone. But it's not just getting old. Most people believe that muscle loss is simply part of getting older. But here's what science reveals. A major cause of age-related weakness is a silent condition called sarcopenia, the gradual decline of muscle mass and strength. It's like a slow leak in your tire. You don't notice it at first, but over time your ability to move freely, confidently, and without pain erodes. By age 60, the average person loses up to 1% of muscle mass per year. By 80, that adds up to nearly half. But this process doesn't have to be inevitable, it can be slowed or even reversed with the right support. And one of the key pillars of that support? Vitamin D. This vitamin is essential for how muscles contract and relax. It helps them grow, recover, and stay resilient. When it's missing, even everyday movements can become laborious. Think of it this way, your muscles are like a high-performance car. Without oil, the engine seizes up. Without vitamin D, your muscles can't function smoothly. Another interesting fact? Sarcopenia often begins in the legs, the very muscles you rely on to stay independent. Why the legs first? Because they bear your weight and are used constantly. They're your foundation. And if the foundation weakens, the whole structure wobbles. So before you chalk up that leg pain to just aging, let's look at what's happening under the surface. Because the right knowledge and the right action can make all the difference. Part 3, The Science Behind Vitamin D and Muscle Health. Now that we've identified vitamin D as a silent powerhouse in your body, let's unpack what it actually does for your muscles, especially those that help you walk, rise, and stay steady. Vitamin D plays multiple roles in maintaining muscle strength. It helps muscle cells absorb calcium, a crucial mineral for contraction. It interacts with receptors in muscle tissue to promote repair and regeneration. It supports balance and coordination by enhancing nerve-muscle communication. But there's more. Vitamin D also helps reduce chronic inflammation, a sneaky, low-grade enemy that can silently degrade muscles over time. Think of inflammation as rust. It wears away at muscle tissue, draining your strength bit by bit. And here's something even more compelling. Vitamin D works in harmony with your brain. Research shows that people with higher levels of vitamin D often have better neuromuscular coordination. That means faster reaction times, fewer stumbles, and better control over movement. So, it's not just about muscles, it's also about the messages those muscles receive from your brain. Vitamin D is like the translator, making sure the signals get through clearly and quickly. Several clinical studies confirm the link between low vitamin D and leg weakness. Older adults with low levels show slower walking speed, lower grip strength, and higher fall risk. But here's the encouraging part. Raising vitamin D levels can improve strength and reduce fall incidence significantly, often in as little as a few months. Think of vitamin D like a power switch inside your muscles. When levels are low, the switch is dim or even off. But once you flip it back on, strength and coordination return with surprising speed. Part 4. The surprising prevalence of vitamin D deficiency. You might be thinking, if vitamin D is that important, wouldn't we all know if we were low on it? Unfortunately, that's not the case. Now, here's a fact that might shock you. Over 60% of people over age 60 have insufficient vitamin D levels. And most don't even know it. Why? There are a few culprits. Aging skin produces less vitamin D from sunlight. People spend more time indoors. Diets often lack vitamin D-rich foods. But here's another lesser-known reason. As we age, our kidneys become less efficient at converting vitamin D into its active form. That means even if you're getting some sun and eating reasonably well, your body still might not be getting what it needs. This silent deficiency is rarely checked but has very visible effects: weak legs, sore joints, chronic fatigue, and increased risk of falls. Worse, many seniors confuse these symptoms with just normal aging. But the truth is, normal aging doesn't have to mean falling apart. In fact, one of the easiest ways to improve your energy and mobility is by simply checking and correcting your vitamin D status. Sometimes, big changes start with small steps, and this is one of them. Don't wait for a fall or a fracture to wake you up to what your body's been missing. Prevention isn't just smart, it's empowering. Part 5. Signs you might be deficient. Let's get personal now. Maybe you've felt a little more tired lately, or your balance feels off. Maybe your knees are creakier than usual, or you've been getting muscle cramps in your legs at night. These aren't random annoyances, they're potential warning signs that your vitamin D levels might be too low. Here are some of the most common red flags. Muscle weakness, especially in the legs. Difficulty standing up or climbing stairs. Frequent falls or near falls. Leg cramps, especially during sleep. Slower wound healing. Bone pain in the hips, knees, or lower back. Persistent fatigue that doesn't improve with rest. Sound familiar? You're not alone. The good news is, these symptoms often improve dramatically once vitamin D levels are restored. And remember, these signs don't just affect how you feel today. Left unchecked, they raise the risk of future falls, fractures, and a loss of independence. The solution? Don't ignore the whispers. Act before they turn into shouts. Part 6. How to rebuild strength, a doctor's strategy. Now that we know what's going wrong, let's talk about what we can do to set it right. Because this isn't about passively accepting decline, it's about actively reclaiming strength, one smart step at a time. Here's a proven, 4-step plan to rebuild leg strength, reduce fall risk, and boost your vitality using the power of vitamin D. 1. Soak up the sun. Strategically step outside and let the sun do some work. Just 20 to 30 minutes of sunlight on your skin, arms, face, legs, can help your body naturally create vitamin D. The best time? Between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. But here's the catch: as we age, our skin isn't as efficient at making D from the sun, so we need to be more consistent. 2. Eat like your muscles depend on it, because they do incorporate foods rich in vitamin D like fatty fish, salmon, sardines, egg yolks, fortified dairy, and mushrooms. Combine them with magnesium-rich foods, spinach, pumpkin seeds, and oats, to maximize absorption. 3. Supplement smartly. If you're over 60, most doctors recommend taking 800 to 2000 IU of vitamin D3 daily. It's more effective and better absorbed than D2. And always take it with a meal that contains some healthy fat, it helps with absorption. 4. Don't skip magnesium. Magnesium is like the sidekick vitamin D needs to shine. Without it, even high levels of vitamin D may not be fully effective. You can get it from whole grains, nuts, seeds, or a gentle supplement. This strategy isn't complicated, but it's powerful. And more importantly, it works. Part 7, Real Stories, Real Results. Let me share something that still brings a smile to my face. One of my patients, a 76-year-old gentleman who once described himself as fragile as a twig, came into my clinic worried he'd never be able to walk around the block again. We tested his vitamin D levels, dangerously low. With a little guidance, we adjusted his nutrition, started him on a moderate D3 supplement, and encouraged him to take short sunny strolls in his garden. By his next visit 3 months later, he wasn't just walking, he was helping his grandson practice soccer. Then there was a retired teacher, 81 years old, who kept falling while cooking. She thought she needed a walker permanently. Turns out, her vitamin D levels were nearly non-existent. With consistent supplements, better meals, and a bit of light physical therapy, she reported tearfully that she could cook for her family again without fear. These stories aren't rare, they're reminders that the body is incredibly resilient when you give it what it truly needs. Part 8. What to expect when you start supplementing. If you're wondering, how soon will I notice a change, here's a quick timeline based on real patient experiences. Week 2, leg cramps decrease, energy starts to return. Week 4, standing and walking feel easier. Stamina improves. Month 3, fall risk drops noticeably. Posture improves. Mood often lifts. Month 6 and beyond, bone density strengthens, physical independence improves. Remember, the key is consistency. Think of vitamin D like a savings account for your strength. Every day you stay consistent is a deposit, and those deposits add up. And don't forget to check your levels with a simple blood test. You want to aim for blood levels of 30 to 50 nanograms per milliliter. It's a small test with big consequences. Part 9, Final Takeaways, Strong Legs, Strong Life. Aging doesn't mean shrinking away from life. It means showing up with wisdom, with strength, and with intention. Your legs are more than just limbs. They are freedom, they are stories, they are legacy. Keeping them strong isn't just about avoiding falls, it's about living fully. So here's what I want you to remember. Vitamin D is your ally in the fight for independence. Muscle loss is not your destiny, it's a signal for change. It's never too late to rebuild your strength. Here are a few simple but powerful takeaways you can start today. Get 20 to 30 minutes of sunlight several times per week. Fill your plate with vitamin D-rich and magnesium-rich foods. Take a high-quality vitamin D3 supplement, especially if you're over 60. Pair it with magnesium to boost absorption and effectiveness. Get your vitamin D levels tested at least once a year. Most importantly, listen to your body, it often whispers before it screams. If you take anything away from this video, let it be this: small steps lead to big change. A stronger life doesn't begin with a leap, it begins with your next choice. If this video helped you or someone you care about, please like it, share it with others, and subscribe to Living Well Daily. Your support helps us reach more people who want to age with strength, clarity, and confidence. Thanks for watching. Stay strong, stay mobile, and keep walking forward, one empowered step at a time.